My heart is broken. Michael Scott was and will always be my dearest friend and brother. I can only imagine how much pain this is causing his family and all who loved him. His presence in my life was a gift, and his memory will live in my heart forever. On July 5th, 2025, Michael Scott passed away after a 4-year battle with brain cancer. But anyone who knew him knows he never stopped fighting. A dedicated officer in the California State Guard and a faithful servant of God, Michael lived with courage, humility, and deep conviction. In his honor, Michael's beloved girlfriend, Veronica, is running a half marathon to raise funds for the American Cancer Society. If you feel moved to support, the link is below. Now, we share with you a few of his most powerful and inspiring moments from Out of the Blue. May his words continue to guide and uplift us all. Rest in peace, dear Michael, until one day, out of the blue, we meet again.
You know, I was born in the military. I don't think you ever knew that. My dad was at Fort Leonard, excuse me, not Fort Leonard Wood. That's where I was, where I did basic training and other stuff. I was born in Fort Lee, Virginia, um, and had a lot of family, uncles in the Navy, all the stuff. And I just never really knew what I wanted to do. And the um, I went into the city hall in Malden where they had all this stuff, and I started talking to people, and anyhow, that's how it all started. But it wasn't active. I joined the Army Reserve because they convinced me you should do this and see if you like it. Then you might go active. I really wanted to go active, but then I learned that the Army recruiters were trying to fill a quota, and that's what they still do. So I got kind of scammed into the wrong thing, but not a the many, and I was only in that for a few years, and then many years later, because of my day job background and how I was working for the government, other things, people I'm working with, I got some other opportunities to rejoin. In my day job, I had a colonel who was reporting to me in my day job who convinced me to join, to come back. So I've been back for like 6 years, 5 6 years.
How'd you see life after
That's
all
how my
that?
life changed.
You found your religion, you found God.
I mean, there were points in time where I don't know if you knew I had I forget what it was called. I got sick. I was in my early 20s. I was at Mass General, and I almost died there, and I made it through. I almost died a few times, but I never prayed. I never asked. I never thought. And there's one other thing before I go into this, I'm going to show you one other thing. And this is the day that this all changed. Here it is, almost there. Can you see that photo?
Yes.
Those are my chaplains from the Army, from the
Oh,
National
yeah.
Guard. Chaplain Brenda Threat is her name. She's now a lieutenant colonel. And Chaplain Randy McConnell came into my room, introduced themselves to me, said that they were my chaplains. They were so sweet. We talked. They said, "Would you mind talking to us? Would you be happy? Is it okay?" I said, "Sure." And we wound up after we talked for like an hour. I got to calm down because every time I talk about this, I cry. They said, "Would you be okay if we prayed for you?" I've never had anything like that happen. Uh, we prayed. I started crying. I felt my body lifting up off the bed. I'm not kidding. My life, it did really change.
You found a
I'm trying
foundation.
not to. When I talk about the change, when I talk about God, when I talk about Jesus, I can sometimes often start crying, not because I'm sad, because it's worked. It's helped me. I'm very happy, and I believe. The moment I sat down, I often get a message. What I mean, not all the time, but sometimes I get messages from God that just hit me where it's not like a voice, it's just something coming to me saying, it's not him saying, "Michael, sit there and go talk to him." It wasn't like that. The minute I saw their crosses, all of a sudden something said, "You should talk to them." Well, I didn't talk to them right away. but where I'm going with this is, so we're having a general conversation, and I get stuck, and I forgot what I'm trying to say, and I said, uh, "Hey, I know you guys don't know me, but I'm not trying to get you to feel bad for me, but I have cancer in my brain, and it's kind of hard to see. I don't know if you can see a
Yeah,
lot of the
yeah,
stitches here." And
yeah, yeah.
so I showed them, and we start, and they said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I said, I'm just not trying to get you to feel bad for me, but it's why I'm having a problem with my memory. I'm getting stuck." And and we start talking, and I told them I have glioblastoma, and the mother, the older woman, kind of, you could see what happened. She had a son who had it too. It's rare. She had a son who had it. He only lived 3 months.
Oh,
We're chatting. I started crying. I'm trying to calm down right now. But then I started telling them I don't eat here often, and they said the same thing. This is their first time eating there. I could have sat at other tables. I was moved to sit there. I saw their crosses, and I was told to. Something popped up in my head and said, talk to them about. Talk to them. They believe in God. We meet each other accidentally. They have a family member with something so rare, makes me, that's helping me continue to fight and stay alive and feel like I'm growing and moving and growing and moving. How else? I cannot see how else it could be happening because I don't know these people. And this keeps happening. When I go through everything that I ask him for, I always say, um, uh, Father, I'm not just saying this prayer for us. I'm saying this prayer for my family and my friends, acquaintances, and total strangers who I don't even know. I'm praying for people that need this help, Father. Um, I add that, I say that. I meet people on Facebook, I meet people on the street. As I learn about them, if somebody says that they're having some issue, I tell them I'll pray for them. And even if I don't know them, I really, really, really pray. And when I pray, I really believe in what I'm saying. It's I don't ask for money. I don't ask for this. I just thank him. In my prayers, I've heard of people where they say, "Oh, I wish God would give me more money and a better job." No, it's not. I mean, maybe that's okay. I don't know. That's not what I do. But when I pray, I just thank I pray and thank him for getting to be here every single day, thanking him for another day, every day, thanking him for another day, thanking him for still getting us through this, getting us through these problems with our health. And all I ask him is to please continue uh, taking care of us like this so we can continue being here on his beautiful earth.
yep.
That's all I ask for.